Hello, I am Emre. I'm here to give you an offer about bringing back an extinct species called the Smilodon fade atlas. This is a saber-toothed cat that's been existing around about 42 million years and found in North and South America. It had a weight around 160 to 280 kilograms and a height of 100. These photos are of the saber-toothed cat. Now, may look small, but in real life it's big. Let's talk business. So, I need a zoo enclosure, an area so we can put the animal once it's in the wild, a research centre. Now I know this may seem a lot, but here's my offer. $3.6 million. But wait, just in 5 years, you will be able to make $6.3 million. That's a profit of $2.7 million. Now, let's see what's in the deal. The habitats that these animals live in are forests, bush, plains or woodland environments. So this animal can feel at home when it's in the zoo. You don't want an animal that's going to be in wetlands or icelands when it's not fit for it. It's not going to breed, it's not going to eat, it's just going to die out. So we need the perfect environment for this perfect animal that we're going to bring back to life. It's been extinct. We're going to make history. So, the way we're going to do this is we're going to make this perfect. Now, approximately I might need 40 to 67 acres of land to sustain these animals. To sustain a breeding population, I would need around four individuals to sustain a breeding population. Let's say that each pair of animals gives birth to 3 cubs. That would mean 2 pairs, 6 cubs. When we want these animals to breed, it has to be in the warmer months of the early spring, when the digestive period has lasted over 8 months. The way we can maintain these animals and care for their well-being is by placing specialised personnel on the site so they can train and analyse their behaviour. We would need zoologists and specialists so they can maintain and look after them. Because we don't want some douchey old bag from the corner of the street going, oh yeah, I'll take care of them, when they won't. They'll just treat them rubbish and they'll get all mixed up, and then for the rest of the period, the animals will just be screwed, legit screwed, because they won't have no one to care for them. They won't have any food, they won't know what they're doing, so we can't train them. So that's why we need specialised people. Now for the food is a big thing, because all they eat is large animals. They don't eat the bone, they just like the meat. So some of the animals they eat are large mammals, such as baboon, giant ground sloths, possibly young mammoths, and horses and camels. Okay, so I know you want to hear about how I bring the animal back to life. Well, the extinction is the answer. The method I will use is cloning. Now, what is cloning? Well, it is a replica of a fragment of a DNA placed in an organism so there is no sufficient or analyze or use the protein production. Sorry about that. But there is also another method I could use, which is selective breeding. Now, obviously we're gonna have to discuss what selective breeding is so we can get an idea of both sides, so we can choose which one is the best one we can use. Now, selective breeding is the process of which by humans, use animals breeding and plants breeding to selectively develop particular phenotype traits, characteristics, by choosing which typically animal or plant males and females will sexually reproduce and have an offspring together. The method I'll be using is cloning, obviously, so it's much less expensive and less economically good. Biotechnology that will be used in this de-extinction /project is reproducing cloning. It begins with a somatic cell nuclear transfer, SCNT. In SCNT, scientists remove the nucleus from an egg cell, ostomy, sorry about that, can't really say that one, and replace with the nucleus from a donor adult somatic gene, which is any cell in the body except for an oocyte or a sperm. For reproducing cloning, the embryo is implanted into a uterus or surrogate female, where it can be developed into a live being. So that means that we're going to get another cell from an animal and put it in a mother so they can have a baby. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. That's the scientific way of saying it. Now, we can use this method, and there's other methods where we can use, but this one is basically more sufficient and more, let's say, easier to do than other methods. Now let's talk about the project itself. The average that you're going to make a year will be around $1.26 million just in an average year. Now that means in the first 5 years we're on around 6.3 million, which is pretty good for your sake. Imagine that you get a new animal and a new one, you'll be reckoning the money in no time. But that's just going to take a little while. Let's just get this project done and dusted, and then we can move on to the next stage. Now let's talk about the scientific research. Now, it would make a huge step in scientific research, because if we can bring back a dinosaur from hundreds of years ago, it would mean that we can possibly bring back anything that's been dead. Maybe, well, sort of, yeah. That it is beneficial to bring back a dead dinosaur first, so we can try and recreate it back to its original season, because the way it got extended is because of with us, because either animals killed it, like animals killed like the generation off, or we killed it, like the Tasmanian devil. Then that was our fault, basically, sort of. And then how is it beneficial to the environment? Well, it is beneficial to the environment when it is released, that it will start a new life cycle, just like the one now. How a little cell turns into fish that eats a plant, and the plant gets eaten by crabs, and crabs will eat the fish, and just makes a new life cycle. That's how life works, basically. And that's a good thing, right? Yeah? Well, the social impact of this extinction is us. Humans are more likely to care about them more than we did before. Because we just made something, we just made history, guys. We don't want to go kill it again, do we? No, we don't. The cost and difficulty may be impossible, but vastly greater for reversing extinction than for heading it off. Prevention the extinction is hard enough. Reversing the extinction will be highly expensive and maintainably slow. In most cases, once a species is gone, it will stay gone. First, protect the living. So protect us, protect the animals now, and once that's pretty good, we've got that under control, we can start bringing back in new life. New life and new life. Then we have to protect those from anything. In most tourism now, let's talk about tourism. You guys love your tourism, don't you? It's big money for you guys. Well, alright, say this. Your tourism, you're making, let's say, $1.5 million a year on average. Well, what would I say if you added a new species? A rare, new, prehistoric species. Huh? Who doesn't want to see a saber-toothed tiger? I want to see a saber-toothed tiger. Hell yeah. Well, your popularity will rise up so much that you'll probably be on, like, I don't know, World Heritage Site, something like that. Imagine, look, does any other zoo, what do they have? Look, they got tigers, they got lions, and what do you have? A saber-toothed tiger. I don't want to go to some zoo there, I want to see some giraffe. I want to go see a saber-toothed tiger. Well, an extinct animal from thousands of years ago, people would love to see that. Not, let's just go see a giraffe again, kids. Oh, man. I want to go to that zoo. So, here's my reasons why you should maybe think about my idea, or maybe do my idea, is because your popularity will rise heaps. The money. Imagine how much fame you guys would get in your zoo. Oh, that would be lovely to have a new animal, prehistoric animal, should I say, to your zoo. Now, the the cost we can work out, which is no big digs. But I just need research centre, a zoo enclosure, an area so I can place my animal once it's in the wild, and some zootologists and scientific people that we can train on these animals. And basically that's all I'm asking. Thank you very much. I'd like to see you again, and I'd like to see this project happen. I am Emre, signing off. Hey miss, thank you. I know this video might be a little bit bad, but I tried my best, and I hope this works out well. Thanks, miss.